Hey everybody, good evening. Henry Gajon here, Henry Gajon live here from New York City. And I am here live on a special day in New York City. And I have a very special guest today. And I've been announcing it. And his name is Omar Navarro. And he is the candidate running on the 43rd Congressional District. And we're going to have him up soon. And just to let you know, I'm a New York City conservative reporter covering New York City politics, the races. I've been covering the mayoral the races. I've interviewed both folks that are running for mayor here in New York City, which is a very important race, and the city council races here in New York City. But also I do work with other candidates across the United States. I've worked also with Bobby Lawrence, who's running for senator in Pennsylvania, a great guy. We hope to our nation and what we're going through right now. And it's beautiful. I'm working with so many of these candidates and also with incumbents that are in office right now. The people, we ask for the folks that are running and who are already incumbents to be people down to earth just like us. Hardworking folks, and that's it. We're not for political correctness anymore. And right now we want a special person to be running as candidates or incumbents that are already in the seats to be continuing doing a great job. Right now, the midterm elections is next year, and it's going to be one of the important ones because right now, that's what we're facing right now. And not to take more of your time, let's bring up our guest, Omar Navarro, and you're going to hear from him. And a lot of folks know him in California, but you're going to hear from him from the New York side and the East Coast. And we do work with a lot of candidates, but I've spoken to folks on his staff. He has a great staff. And we're going to bring him up today. We're going to have a nice discussion today so we can speak, okay? So Henry Gajon live here from New York City, your New York City conservative reporter. So let's see if we can bring up our friend Omar Navarro in a little bit. And while we do that, we ask you for your prayers for our nation, for our president that is going through a lot of situations that is happening. Hey Omar, what's up? How you doing?
How you doing?
Man? Good.
Can you hear me fine?
I hear you perfect. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, good day today.
Good. I just had this introduction, so introducing you here to New York City, the East Coast. They know about you, a lot of folks I've spoken to, but we wanted this opportunity to bring you on and just so we can have a nice conversation. We want to know a lot of things about you and especially your experience when you was at the Phoenix, Arizona rally. So you want to tell everybody about you, the folks that don't know you?
Yeah, my name's Omar Navarro. I'm running for Congress in the 43rd Congressional District. I'm challenging Maxine Waters in the next year's election. We're running a good, clean campaign. We have a lot of people who have jumped on board supporting our campaign. Larry Elder has endorsed me. Roger Stone's working as my political advisor on my worked for the Nixon administration, worked for Ronald Reagan, worked for President Trump. We have a lot of great people who are connected to the president, who know the president, have a relationship with him, that are working on our campaign, including Sheriff Joe Arpaio just endorsed me 2 days ago. So I'm very happy to have his endorsement, and he's a great guy. And we're having many more people just jumping on board, including like Alex Jones, Owen Sawyer, many more.
Excellent. I was about to ask you about InfoWars. I'm a big fan, and that's a big number because Alex Jones and InfoWars are very well respected. And this is great that you have so many folks that are on board with you. And tell us, how was it at the Phoenix, Arizona? I saw it. I think it was one of the best speeches that our president did. But how was it being there and the experience?
It was fun. I enjoyed my time in Arizona. I went to Tucson actually on Monday. And we went to Tucson first. And then I went on a radio show in Tucson. And they interviewed me, so I mean it was a great interview with some of the guys that were there. They also, after that, I went to some local Republican club in Tucson, Arizona. It's called the Pima County Republicans, and it was a great event. I mean, we met a lot of great people there, and we networked and we built a lot of good relationships. School board members were there, city council members were there. I mean, people that were in the GOP over there. So we met a lot of great people there in Tucson, and then we went back to Phoenix. The same day, we got together with a lady that's running she's running for U.S. Senator. She ran before against John McCain, and she did really well. Kelly Ward is her name. So we got to talk to her. She was a really great person. And then we met up with some other people. I mean, we did a lot of different things on that Monday. with Joe Arpaio. We met with him, had lunch with him, went to his office, talked to him. He endorsed me, and it was nice. It was a great experience, and to sit down with him. I was in his car too, so that was really neat too. So I was able to get to know him a bit. And yeah. So he was a really nice guy, down to earth. Nothing that the media says is true. The guy's really a humble person, and with humble beginnings and good story and everything. I mean, it was nice. It was nice to get that experience. And the people that, obviously let us stay at their hotel, I mean, that owned the hotel too, they were nice, gracious enough to give us the room for 3 nights. And that was nice of them. I'm very grateful for that. And there's a lot of good things. And then we went to the rally. The rally was amazing. The interaction with the crowd. We were lucky that we got some VIP passes. So we were sitting with all the representatives, all the state senators, congressmen in Arizona. Jeff DeWitt, also the guy that organized the event, was there. I met with him, and he's a really nice person. So we met with a lot of great people. 2 young guys I met with, Steve Smith and Steve Montenegro. Young guys, state senators. I mean, these are young guys that are actually doing it, taking action. Very proud to have talked to them and have their support. I mean, it's just nice to have the amount of people that support my campaign, and we're getting out. We're doing a lot of great things, and we're doing a lot of great stuff. So I mean, I'm very excited and very happy that we're taking action.
Let me ask you, how close were you to the president, and did you get a chance to meet him? Because I know it's pretty difficult because there was so much happening outside, especially. But did you get a chance to sit close or to see the president?
Yeah, I was really close to the president. I mean, it was not even 30 feet. Like he was so close to me. Like, it was not even that far. But did I get to talk to him and everything? And no, we didn't get to talk to him and everything because the whole thing with Antifa outside and causing all the havoc and everything, we didn't get the chance. But I did meet a lot of great people, some of the people that were on stage. So, I mean, we did talk to some of them, and, I mean, it was nice. And, they're supporting what we're doing, and obviously Roger's tied to all of them, Roger Stone. So, I mean, that also plays a big factor in what we're doing, too, because he's got a lot of connections from the people on the top. So it's helped out a lot in a big way.
Let me ask you, it's a challenge right now for the Republican Party, a challenge for our president. So many things that are happening. We know what happened in Virginia, which was horrible. We know, I was covering also the protest at Trump Tower when he was there. And I got to tell you that was the biggest protest I've been a part of. And I've been to most protests, I've covered it. And what is your take on the Republican Party for us to continue united to go forward? Because there's so many things that are happening at the same time, right?
Yeah, let me share the video real quick because I haven't shared it. But there's a lot of stuff going on, and I mean, there's so much going on right now. I mean, you have Republicans that are not keeping their promises. You have Republicans that are giving our president gridlock, and they're not working with them. And those Republicans, like John McCain, we have to expose them, and we actually have to make sure that we're getting the right people elected. The problem, see, people say, well, the Republican Party needs to unite, but the only way for the Republican Party to unite is for Republicans who actually are really Republicans to stand together and push out people who are opposing the president of the United States. I mean, how are Republicans going to get anything done if they're opposing the president? So, I mean, you have a level of elected officials, even here in the state of California. I mean, we had one in my district in the state assembly. I mean, this guy denounced the president before the election, and I mean, he lost. He lost his seat. He lost his seat because he went against, he was just anti-Trump the whole time, and I mean, it was not good. But we have to expose these people. We have to expose them for who they are, and the county Republican parties tend to be this way, and in the state of California especially, they're not very conservative here. I mean, I went to Arizona, and I dealt with their county parties, and I've dealt with a lot of their establishment people. I mean, there is an establishment, of course, that's there, but I think they're more organized, and they see the bigger picture. They know what's going on. Here in California, these guys are just like, it's straight up personal, and they're not very friendly. They just they don't want to work with people. And if they know someone's a front runner, which, I am the front runner, I raised $100,000 to today in my campaign. I mean, from over 3,000 donors that we've had a lot of success with fundraising. Because of that, done. I mean, the cool part is
we're breaking up a little bit. Go ahead.
See me now?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
hear
I
me?
can see you now. Go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
Am I good?
Yep, you're good. Continue.
Henry,
You
can you
froze
see
up a
me?
little bit. Yeah, yeah, I can see you. We froze up a little bit. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I'm connected to Wi-Fi, so I know the signal's pretty good. But yeah, can you see me?
Okay. I can see you. I can see
Okay,
you.
cool.
The show must go
Okay,
on. Don't
good.
worry
Yeah.
about
So
it.
what was I?
Yeah, don't worry about it. We have these technical. You can hear me now. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Yeah, I can hear you better.
Okay, you can hear
Yeah,
me
I can
better.
hear better now.
Okay, don't worry about it. The show must go on. Those things happen, but continue.
So yeah, so what I was going over now. So I was going over how Republican
Good.
parties need to strengthen themselves. But the only way for the Republican Party to strengthen itself is by having people that are actually going to do the job. They're actually going to get the job done. And if they're like on me, I'll give you an example. 6 months ago, the county party made a decision in my county to block me on Twitter. They blocked
Okay.
me on Twitter. Okay, great. But at that time, there was no other Republican candidates running against Maxine Waters. And so I was like, there's nobody. There's not a one person. But they blocked me on Twitter. So they actually violated their own bylaws because you actually have to go through an endorsement process. And there
Okay.
has to be they actually have to hear everybody out. They can't just negate everybody that's running. They just can't do that. They can't just say, oh, make a decision to block this person or this person or this person. They got to hear everybody out. So they actually violated. I mean, but I understand the matter of it. There's a lot of establishment types, the John McCain types. The John McCain types are the ones that are going to get the endorsement. The Maxine Waters types are the ones that are going to get the endorsement because that's what the Republican Party in the Los Angeles County represents. They represent the John McCains. They represent the Bush. They represent the globalists. They represent the people that are not really going to fix the issues in the district. So whoever gets their endorsement is getting the endorsement from a globalist. I'm not a globalist. I'm a nationalist. I believe in our country and putting our country first. So that's a matter of that. I mean, we have to put people and first in our district, in our country, and if we're not doing that, we're not going to get the job done. What they don't
Exactly.
realize is there's a level of interaction that we have built. We have built a dynasty of supporters. We have built a powerful tool on social media. We have thousands of people following what we're doing. My page on Facebook the fan page hit over 60,000 people today. On Twitter, I hit almost close to 84,000. I'm close to 84 now. So I'm close to 100,000 followers on Twitter. So, I mean, if someone wants to compete, they have to match up what I'm doing. They have to get the level of free media that I'm getting because I get a lot of free media from Breitbart, from Gateway Pundit, from other resources like InfoWars and One American News Network and all these other channels that are publicizing KBC, Dr. Drew, Larry Elder, and the list goes on and on Sirius XM Radio.
And let me tell you, I have to thank you officially on air because I'm a small guy. I saw you were being interviewed by Will Johnson, who's a great guy also. And there's a lot of folks that we do what we do. You are, Marcos Gutierrez of Latinos to Trump. So many of us go online and we thank you for giving us the opportunity because I've actually interviewed both mayoral candidates here in New York City, and that's a pretty big deal. But they have learned that we the people, we want to see you guys that are running to be humble, to be somebody that you work with the people. And I know Will, that was funny, he asked you, Omar, you're going to forget us when you win? So I ask you the same thing.
Yeah,
Omar,
I like that he asked
forget me
that.
when you win?
No, it's just a matter of just being yourself and being the true person you are. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, you have to put people before politics, and that's what it's about. I mean, I've always been myself. I've never changed myself. I came into this being myself. I mean, I've been humbled and lucky and fortunate, and God is watching. He's been giving me all these opportunities. But I've been doing this, just working. I've been working really hard. I've just been getting out there, been getting my message out there. And yes, I've been lucky. I've been fortunate that all these people have endorsed me. I've been lucky that I've been publicized so many times by all these big columns and all their articles, radio stations, TV shows. I'm lucky. I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed that I have all this support. But, you have people that are out there that get jealous of when someone goes up, they get upset and they get bothered. And, that's on them. That's on conscience. My conscience. conscience. I'm working hard. I'm getting out there. And if people recognize me because my hard work, they'll see it. My hard work is transpired by the amount of work that I put into going out there and taking action. I'm taking action every day, including this one today.
Exactly. Let me.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. So, are you aware of this gentleman who I'm about to tell you, Bobby Lawrence? He's running for Senate out in Pennsylvania, and he is a very close, because I consider him a close friend, and he's always available when I have to call him and I have to ask him anything, and I'll say something to him, and he'll call me back if he's available, and I like that. He's a part of America Alliance, which is they're going to have their rally, I believe, is this weekend coming up, or next week. I think it's the 26th, I believe it is, and they are together with I think it's about 10 other folks that are running as U.S. Senate. They want to take back and help the president. So they want to have everybody that's running to run there. So that's what they're trying to do now. And are you aware? Do you know who Bobby Lawrence is? Because he's a great guy, I have to tell you.
You know, I don't know him too well. I'm not too familiar with the
Okay.
person unless I have dinner with the person and actually have a conversation with them and I'm able to get to know them. You know, like I'm not familiar, but I've heard.
Okay, we froze a little. Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Good.
So yeah, you were saying
Good.
about him. Mm-hmm. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
So it was cool that with him, he's working with other candidates, and I think he even tried to work with Kid Rock. If Kid Rock, I don't know if Kid Rock has officially put his hat in the race for U.S. Senate, but he's working with a lot of folks, and he's trying to get people together, and he's a person that he does support our president, and anybody that also loves our country and loves our, that supports our president and respects him. But that's him. So you haven't spoken to him, but he's a great guy. And let's get into the 43rd district. Tell me about the 43rd district. Maxine, one thing I saw that you kicked off your campaign, it was awesome. You kicked it in front of her house, which was outside of the district. You want to tell everybody how Maxine is out of touch with the 43rd district?
Yeah, I mean, while in the district, we have people that can't even afford to buy a hamburger. Maxine Waters is living the lavish life in a $4.8 million mansion, eating filet mignon. While the people in the 43rd district can't even afford to live and pay for their apartments that they live in, Maxine Waters is living the high life, spending $600 on a bar tab with campaign money. While Maxine Waters is busy paying her daughter $650,000, people in the 43rd Congressional District can't even get to work. So that's what's happening in my district. You have a lot of poverty, you have a lot of homelessness, you have a lot of gangbangers that live there. And I know about this because I was born in Inglewood, California. I was raised a portion of my life in Hawthorne, California. I went to York Elementary. I went to Prairie Vista Middle School. I went to high school in Torrance. I lived in the district my entire life. So those that try to run that don't live in the district shouldn't even be running. They're not the product of the district. I'm the product of the district. I know this district very well. People care who represents them. People want someone who lives in the district, doesn't live outside the district. They want someone who's in tune with what's going on. I know what's going on because I've seen the gangbangers. I've seen the drug dealers. I lived it. I've experienced it. Someone that lives outside doesn't know what's going on. I've been in this area for so long that I have family here. My grandmother's 95 years of age. She's lived in Hawthorne for over 40 years. I mean, that's a long time, and my parents have lived in Torrance for the past 15 years. So, I mean, it's humbling to have family. It's humbling to have close relatives, friends that live in the district. So I have a close relationship with the people. I've been involved in organizations. I was a traffic commissioner in the city of Torrance. I paid my service there. Very proud to have done that. I do online marketing where I can market social media accounts. That's what I do for a living. But I put that to the side, and I have good savings where I'm able to do this. I'm able to campaign, and I'm able to get out there. And I mean, it's just a matter of just knowing what you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, you're just not going to put in 100%. You have to put in 100% yourself. And I say this to everybody. Some of these politicians go in these races, and they're working a job and they're campaigning. Well, you're not really putting in 100% of yourself into that race. How do you expect to win if you're not even putting in 100%? You put in 100% of yourself, all of yourself into something. That's the only way to win a race, especially going against someone that's a political animal, someone that's been in politics and entrenched in the political process for so many years. How do you expect to win? You have to win. The only way to win is to put in 100% of yourself into the campaign. And that's what I've been doing. You need to have the energy. You need to have the willingness to win. And you have to know you're going to win. Because if you don't know you're going to win, if you think you're going to lose, if you're going in this race knowing that you're going to lose, then maybe you shouldn't be in the race in the first place. Maybe you should back away and not run. I'm going in this because I know I'm going to win. And whoever's thrown my way is going to lose, simply. Because I've done so much in this campaign that the amount of support that I have locally on a grassroots level, the amount of support I have in other states. I have donors from 46 states. I've raised over $100,000. The majority of my donors are from the state of California. I have 40% of my donors. 40% of my donors are from the state of California. So, I mean, I just confirmed that today. So, I mean, I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of the people that are stepping up. I have donors from the 43rd Congressional District, people that closed their books, their pocketbooks for Republicans that didn't want to donate, now are donating. People, because they know that the county Republicans are anti-Trump. So that's why they're coming and joining me and what I'm doing. They don't like the rhino Republicans. They want true Republicans that are actually going to uphold their principles. You know, because we have Republicans who go there, get elected, and then they vote another way. They don't vote. They don't vote their values. They'll settle with the Democrats. They'll go and settle with the Democrats. And that happens all over the state of California. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm going to be the loudest voice in Washington, D.C. I'll make sure I am. 28 years of age, but I will be the loudest voice.
Okay, let me ask you, Omar. I'm a fan of town hall meetings. And when I report as a reporter, I cover a lot of town hall meetings here or forums, debates. Are you open to having a town hall meeting probably in the near future? Because I know it's pretty far 100%. Off. Go ahead. What's your plan with that? Because I'm
one of the things I plan on doing is having. I have rallies. I don't know if you noticed that. I'm having rallies all over the district. I'm every park.
Yeah, I see some of them.
Yeah. So I am doing that. That's one thing I'm doing to get in tune with the community and everything. I'm having rallies, inviting people over, having pizza, tacos, whatever it takes. I mean, just invite people over, get the community in there. I mean, invite them. Say, hey, come. This is a community. Let's get together. Let's talk. That's what we're doing. We're doing something different. We're campaigning differently. We're having coffees. We're having fundraisers at people's homes. We're getting the message out there. We're going to radio stations locally. We're getting ads out there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Facebook. I mean, YouTube. We're doing a lot of great things. I mean, we're really active and involved. I mean, we have a lot of people supporting us in what we're doing. It's a true blessing. Elected, I plan on doing like rallies where I get people engaged and I'm notifying people.
Okay, we froze up a little bit, Omar.
That's what
Are you there? Okay.
Yeah, that's what makes the community stronger. And making the community stronger is having that interaction with them. So having town halls is essential. It is essential. Even if you don't like the question that's going to be asked by that person, you still have to answer it. Give them an answer. Don't give them a political answer. Don't shrug them off. Just give them an answer. I mean, whether they like it or not, at the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself as a statesman, not a politician.
And let me ask you, because also I've actually participated as a moderator also, and thank God in this interview is going to be us introducing you. And you know, I never spoke to you before, never had you on my show, but I can tell you right now that I know you prepared that if you do a town hall, and especially if you do a debate against Maxine, tell me about that. You think she's willing to go one-on-one with you? Because that's what the people want to see. We don't want to see already, you know, negative ads, positive ads. We want to see the two candidates speak. Do you think Maxine would be scared to go one-on-one with you?
Well, when the next filing comes in, and I believe that they're going to take us more seriously because it's going to hit over $100,000 in the next filing, and in January by next year we'll be at $500,000. So I mean, we're doing really well with fundraising, and Maxine Waters will have no choice but to acknowledge the campaign. I've gotten a lot of support, national support from a lot of different people, a lot of different groups. The Tea Party Express, I don't know if you know them.
I know who they are. Awesome.
Campaign. They endorsed my campaign, and they have, I think, over $30 million in a PAC. So I don't know how much of that is going to go into them spending in the district. I have no idea, but they've endorsed my campaign. So, I mean, it's very flattering that they're supporting me. So I'm very excited about it. We're having a lot of great people who are stepping up, who are just stepping in and just being a part of what we're doing. We have a lot of people who have vested interest in seeing Maxine Waters go. Not only do they have vested interest in seeing Maxine Waters go, they want the right candidate to take over that seat. And
That's
it's going
good.
to take
Yep.
more than just someone, running against Maxine. It can't be they vote just because I'm running against Maxine. They're voting for me because of what I've done and what I'm going to do. They're voting for me because they know that I can actually debate her on a debate. I can go toe-to-toe with her. If you can't go toe-to-toe with the person, and you can't even fundraise, let alone $1,000, $10,000, I mean, that's nothing. That's peanuts. You're not going to achieve anything against Maxine Waters. The only thing you get far is by actually fundraising, mounting a big campaign against her. So we're doing a lot of great things right now. We've hit the $100,000 mark. We're going to keep growing. We're growing every day. Our fundraising efforts have doubled every single month. Every single month, our fundraising efforts are doubling. We started with raising like $1,000. We went to $3,000, and then we went up for $6,000 to $13,000 to $26,000. We've been doubling every month. We've been doubling every month what we're raising. So I mean, it's really effective. Really effective in what we're doing, and we have a lot of people behind who are doing a lot of great things, like mailers across the United States. Where we have mailing companies working with us. So we're doing a lot of effective things in marketing to get the message out there, and that's my expertise in marketing. So I'm able to use my expertise in this campaign.
Give me a second. A lot of folks are writing right now. Everybody that's seeing this, you must know who he is. This is Omar Navarro. He's running for the 43rd Congressional seat against Maxine Waters. A lot of people know her as the Swamp Thing. That's how I know her. And guys, it's too many questions right now. There's no way I can get to them. And just like I was asking Omar, in the future, if he has a town hall meeting, you guys can go and you can ask the question, because I'm very sure, right, Omar, you're ready for it. Tell the people to come out to this town hall meeting, and you're ready to take any questions that people have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
issues.
shy. I mean, I'll answer questions right here on this live stream too. Like, I mean, I do it all the time on my own channel. I look through this thing. I do Q&As. I answer questions as they go. People have a question, and hey, I'll answer that question. I'm not like shying around the questions. I mean, I support the Second Amendment. I support legal immigration. That's why I have Sheriff Joe Arpaio's endorsement. Great guy, and he's endorsed my campaign. So, I mean, I'm tough on immigration. So, I mean, you got to also look at the factors that go into this. We have people as great as Larry Elder who have endorsed my campaign. And, I'm in contact with him on a day-to-day basis. We talk. Great guy to know. And same thing with Roger Stone.
Let me ask you, right now, one of the biggest things, we spoke about the 43rd District. Obviously, you're going to work closely. Right now, this country is in a challenge right now. We're at I call it, a civic civil war right now. You see what happened in Virginia, in Boston. What's your take on right now? How can you, as a candidate, how can we unite this country, knowing that they are accusing and they're doing with the statues? There's so many things that are happening. What's your take on how to mend this country when it comes to race relations? What's your take on that?
Well, first of all, to what extent are we going to keep tearing down these statues? What, they're going to tear down George Washington because he was a slave owner? They're going to tear down Abraham Lincoln because he was a slave owner? They're going to tear down any monument that's had some backing of somebody that was a slave owner? I mean, at the end of the day, whether you agree with that person or not, it was a part of history. And you're going to start taking down history? I mean, that's just, to what end? To what end? We got to respect our history. We got to honor our history. We got to know where we came from. Part of that is not tearing down our monuments, whether you like it or not. It's a monument that's part of history. And creating havoc and creating chaos and ensuing violence and censoring free speech is also a problem in our country. A lot of people are trying to do that, and this is what's going on. This is the worst thing that people are doing.
And especially right now, we see the accusations against the president, accusation against Trump supporters, or anybody that's a Republican, to name the people that are Republicans and our president to be racist. What's your take on what happened in Virginia? And you see how the president, the same day he made a statement 2 days after, and he made another statement in Phoenix, Arizona. What's your take?
He made a memorable statement. It was a memorable, both of them. And he couldn't say it any better. I mean, I support what he said. I stand behind the president 100%, and not 100% of it, but 80% to 100% of the time. I mean, but I support him, and he's our president. We have to honor him, and we have to respect him, and we got to respect his decisions. We might not agree on everything he does, and I mean, but at the same time, we have to support him. He's our president. So we have to honor that. And people are not doing that. People are fighting him every step of the way. And I'm tired of it. Simply, I'm just tired of it. I want to see people working together. We have to achieve, there are bigger things that we have to get through. I mean, businesses are leaving. Over 3,000 small businesses have left, and bigger businesses have left. The city of Torrance have left Lomita, the 43rd Congressional District. But we're so concerned trying to impeach him. We're so concerned saying all these things, that going to an award show, receiving an award. I mean, no, that's not what we're about. We're about actually getting the job done. We're about actually bringing jobs back to the 43rd Congressional District. We're about sustaining business like Toyota that left. We could have kept Toyota. We could have kept those jobs here. We could have kept those families here. We could have not broken up those families. But what? What happened? We broke those families. We had let those families take off to other states. What if they had families that actually lived in the state of California? Now they can't see the family. Now they have to fly here all the time. That's going to cost them money. That's a big cost. What about them? You know, they're so focused on handing out money to illegals. They're so focused on handing out money that people are not even legal residents. But yet, they're not concerned about people that are actually here in our country producing. They want to hand out welfare. They want to hand out food stamps. They want to hand out every little thing to everybody else is not working, but yet they want to take it away from those who work hard for the money. And that's why I'm running for Congress, because I want to empower people. I want to empower people in the 43rd Congressional District. I want to show them that they can work hard, that they can get the job done, that they can get off their behinds and actually learn something and do something and take action. That's what I'm running for. I'm running to people. I'm running to tell people that we can do this, that we can get this done, that we can get our communities back, that we can get rid of the gangbangers, that we can get rid of homelessness. We can do whatever we can to fight for our own communities. I want to inspire young people, and that's what I'm doing in my campaign. We're inspiring them. We're fighting for them, and that's what I'm going to keep doing.
Excellent. Excellent. Let me bring you back to Phoenix, Arizona, the beginning part of it. You were there. I saw the whole thing, and I love the way
like
the
the comment
president
that someone said in the
hooked
bottom,
everything
Henry.
up. Go ahead. What did they say?
I like this comment.
Go ahead.
Someone said welfare has become a full-time job. And yes, welfare has become a full-time job. And that's a problem. If you go to the welfare office, you see people driving Mercedes, BMWs. And these are not the people working at the welfare office. These are people that are receiving welfare. I mean, that is corruption at its finest. What are we doing to crack down on it? I mean, maybe if we crack down on welfare fraud, we can build that wall, and we can make it 10 feet higher too, or maybe build tunnels under that wall. So, I mean, I would like to see that happen. I mean, we got to enforce our immigration laws. We got to protect our borders. We got to build the wall. We got to do whatever we can to make sure that we're not getting a flood of illegal immigration coming into our country. We also got to address the illegal immigrants that are in the country too.
Yep. Yeah, it is. We have so many issues. Like I was saying, going back to Phoenix, Arizona, and you see how in the beginning they asked for unity, and I'm a man of God, and I believe in God, and I believe that the way they did it, and with Dr. King and Dr. Franklin that was there, it was incredible how they asked all of us to get together, and we have to heal this nation because we have so many problems, like you said, about people getting jobs, the wall. We need to enforce our immigration. Our nation has to heal right now, and we need leaders that, like say yourself, if you are successful and you are and you do beat Maxine Waters, that we need leaders in there to try to unite our country, as our president is really trying, because they're not giving him a chance. He's been in office, what, 8 months already? And right now, there's so many issues that we need Congress to move forward. You would be part of Congress. So that's the thing that I want to hear from the folks that are running like yourself. Are you ready to hit the ground running and to help our country to move forward? Because right now, we're stalled right now. Do you believe that?
I've been doing that since day one. I've been doing that for many years. I've been hitting the ground for many years. I've been active since I was 19 years of age. I mean, I worked for Senator John McCain when he ran for president. I helped his social media marketing efforts. I might not agree with him, but at that time, he was the best candidate. I mean, Obama, I'm not going to support him. I'll support John McCain over Obama at that time. But, you know, later on, we found a great candidate, which I agreed with 90% of the time, Donald Trump. And I put my eggs in that basket, and I said, I'm going to support him, and I'm going to do whatever I can to get him elected. Once he announced, I supported him from the very beginning. I went on TV. People can track me down, and they can find all the interviews and everything. I'm not just a guy that just jumped on board this year. I've been on the Trump train for the very beginning. Not only have I been in the Trump train from the very beginning, I've been around in the Republican Party since I was 19 years of age. And you can find articles on me for years and years back. There's a track record. You know, I don't have a false track record where you can find that I work for Occupy or Greenpeace or Antifa. I mean, my track record has been consistent because I've been out there. I've been taking action. I don't have a tainted background. My background has been consistent, and I'm a consistent person. I've been taking action since I was 19 years of age. I continue to take action. I continue to get the job done, and that's what I'm doing right now, right here with you, and doing these interviews. I had 3 interviews today, and I'm going to continue to have more interviews tomorrow and the next day. We're doing a lot of great things, and you know, God bless you guys. I mean, I love all you guys. You guys are helping me. I'm humbled. I'm humbled, and God is doing all this. I mean, I can't do it without Him. And you know, as a Christian man, it's important to me to have God by my side, and without Him, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I'm doing.
Exactly. Let me ask you also, I've seen a lot of folks out there in California who go out to the rallies. I seen you. You must have the reporter bug in you. I saw you in one. You were awesome. You were recording, and people didn't recognize you. They were asking you questions. I don't know if you remember that. I think it was the white man privilege rally or something. So they had like a meeting or something, and you were there.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Tell me about that experience, being out there with folks and people, you know, being a part of, like, exercising their First Amendment rights to be out there to protest.
Yeah, I mean, I got the privilege of doing that, and for me that was an honor, to be honest with you. I'm going out there to those rallies and going out there protesting or rallying Donald Trump or rallying other candidates, and going out there just taking action and going out there for free speech. And that was the most important part for me, is going out there for free speech and for supporting our First Amendment. I mean, that's why I was going out there all the time. But I documented all this. I showed people what was going on, and it was, at that time, there was a trend. It was a trend, and that's why I was covering all these events. But it got to a point where I realized that sometimes in these movements, there's this discomfort that comes in these movements, and it gets to a point where, to what extent are we going to keep going to these rallies? At what point are we going to just continue to do these protests? Eventually, we're going to have to actually do something. We're actually going to have to support candidates, city council, mayoral election, wherever you live, a congressional race, wherever you live. Support state senators, support U.S. senators, governors, lieutenant governors, the president. I mean, the president's already in, so I mean, we already won there. We won. But what are we going to do next year? There's elections that are coming up. So if we're not going to support candidates by making phone calls, by walking, by doing the dirty work, the dirty work is actually working. You're actually doing something. And fundraising, I mean, that's a big factor in campaigns. I mean, I didn't raise $100,000 from 20, 30 individuals. I raised $100,000 from close to 3,000 donors. So, I mean, it took a lot to get that money. I mean, I had to ask, and several times, over and over and over and over. But those people gave me the money because they know, they believe in me. They know that I'm taking action. They know that I'm working hard. They know they see it. I mean, it's public. I mean, whether it's in my videos, whether it's in my pictures, whether I make posts about the interviews that I'm doing something. So people are investing in me because I'm a great investment. If you're a bad investment, they can't see what you're doing. They don't know your background. People can do history background check on me. Everything's clean. I mean, I do a lot of things. And that's because I've watched what I've done my whole life. I've been in politics for so long to pay attention to what I do and the actions I take in my life. So, I mean, it's a very satisfactory thing to do. I mean, my wife has been attacked by people, even in the movement and stuff like that, and it's quite saddening to see that. And I separated myself from people that were just going to these protests so much because I didn't see I no longer saw a professional movement. I started seeing people that are just infiltrating that movement, that are paid by George Soros, that are paid by the Democrats. They're infiltrating the right. And I saw that as an opening to get away from that. I already got what I wanted. I got the message out there. People know what's going on. Now, what are we going to do? Now it's time for us to actually campaign. Is it time for us to actually knock those doors, make those phone calls, actually work? That's the only way you get candidates elected. You don't get a candidate elected protesting outside Pepsi, even Google, even though I would do that myself. It's all great and dandy at the end of the day, but how do you expect to actually get the job done? You're going to have to make phone calls. You're going to have to do the dirty work, and you're going to have to pass out those flyers, and you're going to have to walk people to the booth so they can go out and vote. I mean, that's the way to do it. We're not going to win elections by protesting. We're going to win elections by working. And
let me
that's
ask
the
you.
way we
Let
do
me
it. I mean,
exactly. Let me ask you, Omar. So right now, we would like, as leaders that we are, you're what you're doing and what I'm doing. We want to get the word out that we need to be united. We have what happened in the government in 2010. We took the House. In 2014, we took the Senate. 2016, we took the presidency. Next year's midterm election is just as important as the
yes.
presidency has done, right? What is your message to
I
let?
want
Because
to
I know there's.
address this
Go
guy
ahead.
Kobe. I want to
Go
address
ahead. Go
Kobe
ahead.
first. He's
I'm
saying,
trying to
is there
look. Go
anyone
ahead.
running against Pat Fury? Well, you know, that fascist. I mean, this guy is this guy is a true fascist in the city of Torrance. This
Okay.
guy, and I said this. I said this in front of him. I said, if anybody runs against him and they actually run a legitimate campaign against him, I will write them $1,000 check, which is the maximum contribution to the campaign. I will write a check to the person that challenges that guy and actually has a good chance. And at
What
this
position?
point,
What position he's running?
he's a mayor, the mayor of
Okay.
Torrance. You know,
Oh, okay,
there were some things going on with the mayor. They tried to removing me from my traffic commission
I
that
saw
I was
the footage. I saw a lot of the footage. Yeah.
wrongfully tried removing me. And these guys are in bed with Maxine Waters. I mean, 3 of those council members have a picture with Maxine Waters on their Facebook profile pictures. I mean, so come on. So you don't think that these guys are making a decision based on a biased decision? I know this was an order passed down from Maxine down. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to resign. And once we have the great leadership representing the city, I mean, I'd rather be a service to the city, not a disservice to the city. So I pulled out of the commission, and I said to myself, I'm going to keep campaigning. Because right now the focus is getting and removing Maxine Waters from Congress and getting myself in there. Once I get in there, you know, I'm going to have to resign anyways from the traffic commission. So might as well resign now and put in more of my time into the race. And that's what I've been doing. I mean, and obviously we benefited so much from it.
Okay, let me ask you. You did mention earlier, so there is some friction with the GOP in LA. You were saying earlier.
Yeah,
they're not friendly with you. Okay.
It's personal. It's personal attacks. It's childish attacks. I mean, that's what's happening with the local GOP. I mean, they're a bunch of kids. I mean, they don't like me because I'm young and I'm Hispanic, and I'm throwing that out there because they don't like that. They don't want to see diversity. I mean, this is the same GOP locally, and I'm not talking about all the GOPs. I'm not attacking the GOP in other states because I saw in Arizona how strong they were there. I'm not attacking the GOP in Florida. I'm not attacking the GOP in strong conservative states because they're actually doing something, and I see them. They're actually very organized. But here in Los Angeles, California, the GOP is doing nothing. They're not doing anything for the people, the Republican Party. They're not furthering it. They're owned by one guy who owns them, and I'll call him Charles Munger. They're owned by Charles Munger. And these guys are owned by Charles Munger. That's the George Soros for the Republican Party in Los Angeles. This guy owns them, and he expects favors. He expects favors for his money. And the majority of the money that comes into the California GOP is from this guy, Charles Munger. This guy, Charles Munger, owns them. So if you don't stand up against him, guess what happens? They want to shut you down. They don't want to endorse you. They don't want to back you because he owns them. They are beholden to one person, and that is Charles Munger. They are not beholden to the Republican values. They're beholden to one guy, and that is a problem. That's what's going on here in Los Angeles County, in the state of California, with the California GOP. That's why I tell a lot of people, rise up, take action, become leaders within the GOP. I encourage you guys that are watching to become leaders. If you live in California, become leaders within the GOP. Take action. Run for these seats. Take over. If you're a true Trump supporter, if you're a true Republican, go out there. Get involved. Because these guys that are in there, they're not Republicans. I mean, they live in Hollywood. The majority of ones on the board in the LA GOP, they live in Hollywood. I mean, who in Hollywood is conservative? I mean, these guys are not conservative. They're not. These guys are rhinos at the core. These were anti-Trumpers, never Trumpers. We have screenshots of these guys saying anti-Trump rhetoric before the election. Oh, and all of a sudden, just because he wins, he's on board. They took the charter away from one of our local Republican clubs that we had, which is called the Beach Cities Republican Clubs, which was one of the largest Republican clubs in Los Angeles County. They pulled the charter because we held an event called Latinos for Trump 2 weeks before the election. So just because we held an event called Latinos for Trump, now you're pulling our charter? No. What they said was, well, you can't hold this event because you're going to be called a racist and a bigot. He's going to lose anyways. Well, sorry. Donald Trump's the president now. He won. And now deal with it.
It's just incredible, Omar, because with so many of the issues with race around going around here in New York, I got to tell you that folks that they do hear, imagine if they hear Trump, they get bent out of shape. If they hear Latinos for Trump, they get bent out of shape. It's getting to a point that we need to have unity. We need to go forward because we could lose our country. We almost lost our country in the last election.
But God, Henry, there is no unity with rhinos. There is
I
no
know. But that's what
they are the enemy. They are Democrats. They are Democrats dressed like Republicans. They are not Republicans. They are not Republicans. They are our enemy. They're much of an enemy as a Democrat is. They are globalists. They are not nationalists.
But that's why we have We the People. We the People are making a change. We want to make a change. We're going to continue to make a change. And you, as a person running for Congress, you want to give a final thought on just talk to the people. Let people know. I know there's you got a lot of supporters, but then you have people, you can't make everybody happy. You know, there are going to be people that are going to be not agreeing with your issues or whatever. What can you say to folks to try to unite them for our country? Because we want to think of the movement first and the country. What word would you say to the folks that are listening and who are about to listen? Because, you know, this goes on and on. People will be listening to
I know it goes on and on.
Yeah. What would be a message that you can give?
My message to them is, you know, I've worked really hard from the very beginning. I've worked hard my entire life. And as anybody can see, that I put a lot of work into what I've done. I've been covered by a lot of phenomenal people, including Ann Coulter, Milo, Ben Shapiro. The list goes on and on with Roger Stone and
InfoWars. I saw you on InfoWars, yeah.
So, I mean, and many others. I've been on many things, including One American News Network. I mean, I'm even leaving other people out of this. I mean, there are a lot of great people who have backed me, who have supported me from the very beginning. Gateway Pundit, Breitbart. I put a lot of work into what I do. I wouldn't get any of that recognition if I didn't put any work. You have to take action. If you're not taking action, you're not going to achieve anything. And that level of work that I put into my campaign, I'm going to continue to do. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to work harder. Every single time, I'm going to work harder and harder and harder and harder. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to push myself to the limit. Because if you don't push yourself in this race and you don't hit over 100% into this, you're not going to win. You're not going to beat Maxine Waters. I'm going to beat Maxine Waters. Why am I going to beat Maxine Waters? Because I'm working hard. I'm putting myself into this. I put 100%, not even 100%. I'll push myself to the limit. I'll push myself to a point where that nobody will expect. I work hard in my life. And I will continue to work hard for the people of the 43rd Congressional District. I will work hard for the people in my country. I will work hard for my president. And I'm going to make sure that we get the job done. Enough with the talk. Let's get the job done.
You want to let everybody know where they can find you, your link, your Facebook, everything?
Yeah.
How can they help your campaign?
So,
go ahead.
Those of you who want to support me and go to my campaign, OmarNavarro.com is my website. OmarNavarro.com. You guys can go to my website, go on there. Support my candidacy, support what I'm doing, view my stuff, look at my stances, and look what I believe in. I don't want you guys to support me if you guys don't agree with me. But you don't have to agree with me 100% of what I say, but at the same time, if we agree with each other on the majority of the issues, I hope that I have your support. You know, and I'm humbled by it. If you guys have any questions, if something's not listed on my website, go to my contact page, reach out to the campaign. We'll get back to you in a form of, it's a line, because a lot of people reach out to us and we've been getting a lot of messages daily. So I apologize to any of you if I don't get back to you within a reasonable amount of time. We get 400 messages on Facebook every day, over 400 messages a day. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
And
but you got a great staff, right?
We get 200 emails to our email every day. 200 emails a day. So you can imagine how many people contact us every day. So, I mean, we have a lot of support from a lot of great people, but we message people back. We get in contact with them. So we're working hard. We have a team of people who are helping. I have a great campaign manager, great campaign secretary, great political advisor. We have assistants that are helping us out. We have a big team of people. Big people. These are people that have worked in presidential races. So, I mean, it's humbling. It's humbling to have the support. And I ask for your support. Go to my website, OmarNavarro.com. Support what I'm doing. Donate whatever you can. Any donation is not too small. I'm fighting. I'm defending you guys against the globalists. I'm fighting against the Democrats, the liberal ideology. I'm fighting against the indoctrination that is going on in our country. And I'm going to fight for you guys every step of the way. God bless you guys.
Excellent, man. Thank you so much, Omar. I hope to have you again soon. And thank you so much for being humble enough to go with somebody. I'm a small fish, and I know there's so many great people you've been interviewed with, but thank you so much. And I ask God that if it's His will that you are the next candidate to take out Maxine, God is going to let that happen. And you continue to be humble. You continue to work with the people, and I bet you that God is going to open doors for you. Okay, man?
God bless you, Henry. Thank you so much.
God bless you too, man. Thank you so much, man. God bless, man. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, Henry Joe live here, and I had an incredible interview with Omar Navarro, as I have been advertising. Thank you, everybody that's tuned in. I'm so sorry. I know there's like so many messages right now that I've received in regards to questions, and it's pretty hard because I had them on for a pretty good while. But I am thankful. I'm thankful. The first thing is that it's incredible that he is a person that's running, and he was able to come on my show, and I think that's big. And like I was mentioning before, a great gentleman, Bobby Lawrence, who's running for U.S. Senate out in Pennsylvania. And thank you to him for his guidance and for being a friend, because this is what I'm telling you guys. Many people are seeing this, and to know that the candidates are not God. God is Jesus Christ the Almighty. I'm a Christian. But anybody that is humble enough to speak to the people, to speak to somebody like me who's just starting off as a journalist, I give them credit. And Bobby Lawrence is one of them. And now Omar Navarro has now come on my show, and he has proven that he wants to be in touch with the people. And there's a lot of folks that are running right now in New York City. And I've actually interviewed both folks that are running for the mayoral races. I've interviewed a lot of candidates and incumbents. This is where it comes to, guys. We want to see who's going to be in office. Our country is faced right now with the biggest challenge, I think, in the history. There's too many things that are happening. We have to put our faith in God first. I'm not ashamed to say it. I have my faith in God, country, family, and I support President Donald J. Trump. I pray for him. He has an intercessory prayer team that is praying for him. If you guys were able to watch on Phoenix, Arizona, and he had a team of people praying for him. Dr. King, the niece of the late Dr. Martin Luther King, and also Franklin Graham. Dr. Franklin Graham also was there praying. They said we need to be united as a country, and that's where we're at right now. So guys, look into Omar Navarro. If you have questions, we'll try to get them again. I know a lot of folks had a lot of questions, but just remember that it's not easy what's happening, and please keep yourself in prayers. Pray for our country, and we have a lot to work on. And next year's midterm elections are very important. The midterm elections is what may define this country. I got to tell you, if things get shifted over, we're going to have a big problem. So this is the point that where people pray, but also action. You have to get out there, be involved with your local candidates. You have to get out there, vote. The primaries are coming up. It's too late now. I think you have to be registered already. But the elections, the local elections are happening now. The midterms elections is next year. You have the Senate and you have the Congress. You have a lot of folks that are running. We need to continue to take back our country. And this is Henry Joe live here. I'm humbled to be within so many people. I've seen so many messages. Thank you so much. God bless you. And until the next time, until we have more of our candidates, I'm going to try to bring as many candidates as I can, or incumbents, to be interviewed, or I might upload. You can find my information today on my links. I have a YouTube channel. You can find all the videos. This video, I'm going to upload it eventually. It'll be uploaded into my YouTube channel, but also I have a webpage. So if folks want to go on there, try to see daily news as much as I can. I try to update it. But thank you for your support. Your support right now to me is spreading this message, is to show that you are supporting me, and sharing, that helps me to continue to do what I'm doing. And I'm investing in more equipment, and I'm talking to other folks to see if I can create something more, and we can be actually on so many stations that they have right now. There's folks that are trying to do that. So I'm trying to do my part. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the United States. God bless our president. And until the next time, God bless, guys. Before I forget, Madison Rising is what's playing right now in the background. You guys can get yourself to iTunes, support this group. This group is conservative. They're going to be playing in more, the Monroe rallies. I didn't want to forget that. But that's Madison Rising who's playing in the background. You can find them on iTunes, purchase them, give them the support that they need. Thank you so much.